Welcome back to the hottest show in the galaxy. It's the Karen Hunter Show. We're here on Sirius XM Urban View, channel 126. And you know when you watch somebody on television a lot, like in The Good Wife, I watched him in The Good Wife, and I was scared of him. And then I saw him in Luke Cage, and I wasn't scared of him. I like really wish that he could protect my whole entire neighborhood. And the new stuff that you're up to, I'm just so excited to meet you in person. Let me welcome to the show the one and only Mike Colter.
Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Good to see you. All right. So, little crestfallen when they got rid of Luke Cage and all the Marvel things, but I'm imagining that Disney or somebody.
Everybody's speculating. I have no idea.
They didn't call you and say
no. I got no intel for you people. I don't know what to tell you. I think look, we have to all move on, but keep the hope alive.
I ain't moving on because I just talked with Alfred Woodard last week, and we were talking about Mariah Stokes, who I think might be one of the baddest characters in Marvel history, who you hate, but also maybe secretly rooting for her to come through it.
That's the great thing about playing villains. Villains, you have so much fun. People always root for the villains because if you can connect with the villains, you're like, man, I wish I could do that. I wish I could be that evil and get away with it. And I think that's why what appeals to us about villains. What was great about Luke Cage show is that we had Luke Cage. We had somebody who was doing the right thing. That's what we were in. So we could wrap our arms around that.
Well,
and then
last season, though, you were like surly going through something emotional and psychological, and I wasn't really feeling him. He was going through it was a little dark.
Well, he was getting, it's hard to get things done when you're doing everything the right way. You know that.
And then you lost your love interest, and I was like, well, you're going to get with Misty, and it wasn't working out for you.
Yeah, I was going through some things. But you know what? I think, well, unfortunately, we may or may not get a chance to see it come full circle, but I think that's what people have to realize is like, imagine somebody having powers and, having people wanting to do stuff, but their lives are not put together properly. So now you're trying to take care of other people and you're not really taking care of yourself. And also you're not getting paid for it. So it's like somebody's, hey, always needing you to do something on the house.
Almost got paid by Nike. But anyway,
almost got paid. Almost.
All right. So tell me about Breakthrough, because this is a departure for you a little bit, but you have range.
Yeah. I think people always go, with actors, they go, well, I've never seen them do it before. That's what we do. We actors. It's like strange. It's like, that's what we do. We just pretend to be different people. It's not,
you're acting.
Yeah,
you're actually trained.
Acting.
People don't. You went to Rutgers.
Yeah, I went to Rutgers,
so
Mason Grove School of Arts.
You actually have a degree in this area.
Yeah, but I always say, listen, actors are born. When you go to a conservatory or someplace to work and hone your craft, you're really working with something already. When you're born an actor, what they're trying to do is release and unleash and hone your craft so you know how to harness the powers that you have as an artist. You had them, but you don't know how to use them. It's like basically you got superpowers, now you got to go to school to learn how to use those powers so you know how to do stuff when you're called upon. Because half of the actors, we sit around in trailers a lot waiting to work because when it's time to work, it's time to work. They're not going to have you do it but so many times, more times than most people realize, but at the same time, you got to know how to tap into whatever you got to tap into at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. You still got to do the work. So it's a facility that you have to have control of. So we're working on that all times.
Before we get to Breakthrough, you grew up in South Carolina. My dad actually went to school in Columbia at Allen.
Allen. I went to Benedict for a year.
I know. And it was interesting because my dad grew up, in the 40s and 50s, and he couldn't go to school at Seton Hall because he was black. So he ended up in South Carolina where he met my mom, and so I wouldn't be here without South Carolina. So shout out
Allen
to
University.
Columbia. Yeah. But growing up in a town in the South, the pathway for a young black man is not Hollywood. So where were you headed?
Well, for me it was weird because I got this little acting bug thing probably around 8 years old. I got this little bug then.
And church?
No, definitely it wasn't. No, because I think a lot of people do get an outlet of artistry in church. For me, I was looking at television and films and going, I don't know how they're doing what they're doing. I don't know how they got there, but I'm like, man, that seems fun. That seems fun. That seems really.
What were you watching? Because
I was watching
a whole lot.
Everything.
What was it? Because we didn't have a whole lot.
But see, for me, people talk about being able to see their own image and sort of be inspired by that. It's funny, I just bumped into Bruce Lee's daughter. She's doing an interview down the hallway.
Bruce Lee's daughter?
I was a huge Bruce Lee fan, and she's promoting something right now that her father wrote. And for me, you know, I could see myself in Bruce Lee. I didn't think about that. I understand how people need to see an image like themselves. For me, my imagination was such that I just sort of, I've always thought of, I don't look at my exterior, I look at what I feel in my head. It's like, you know, I don't pay attention to what you see in the mirror. I'm looking at, you know, I'm not wrapped up into that.
But that's not unique. Growing up, the first black woman on television was Diane Carroll.
Yes.
Right? And after that, you know, I got Sanford and Son, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe the Jeffersons. And Good Times. But, you know, every day you had to, like, I could see myself being Pa on Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
I was there with the little girl.
Or the Olsons, whoever that girl was. Nellie.
I was at Nellie.
You weren't Nellie? You went to bed with
No, I wasn't Nellie.
You weren't Nellie? Okay.
Well, maybe I was Nellie, but don't tell anybody. But, yeah, no, I mean, we always had to see ourselves in
other places, you know? And that's your imagination. So that's what I was doing. I mean, I literally watched everything you could think of on television that came out in the 70s to like the early 90s and film. That's it. That was, if you talk about something that happened, whether it was good film, bad TV, doesn't matter. That was me. And I would meet some of these people that I watched and I'd bring up some of these projects and they'd be like, oh, I don't really like that project. For me, didn't matter. I was like Kevin Bacon. I was working with him one time and there's a movie called, oh man, I think it's called Quicksilver. And he was playing a bicycle messenger. It was in the stockbroker or something like that. I think he was a trader, lost his job, and he had to, you know, make ends meet. So he ended up being a bike messenger in the city. And Lawrence Fishburne was in that movie too. And oh God, what was her name? Oh God, it's killing me. Oh, I love her. Jamie Gertz. I think Jamie Gertz. I think Jamie Gertz was in that movie. Okay. Yeah. I'm pretty sure who's in it. Anyway, watched that film, and he was like, "Oh, really?" And for me, I was like, probably saw that film like 10 times because whatever was on, I was watching HBO. Like HBO was the thing. That was my escape. Like everything that came into movies because I couldn't go to movies that much. I waited for it to come on HBO, so I watched everything from Golden Child to like The First Dragon. Jamie Gertz. See, I was right, Jamie Gertz. I know.
You are a student.
Student of it, and I'm like, you know, this is my escape. So by the time I got to high school, I'd already formulated this plan that, okay, I must go to college because I'd seen a production in college where it was like, I was like, okay, they're training this. I can go to school for this. Because up until that point, I was like, what am I going to go in school and study? Because I couldn't think of anything that inspired me. And I was like, what do I want to do? Because in college, it's like, yeah, you know, some people can go and go, all right, I'm going to do this because it's going to bring me money and this is a job. That just wasn't me. I was like, I got to do something I like a lot. I really have to be passionate about it. And so luckily it worked out. I always feel like people who pursue this though, they have to be careful because the percentage is so low.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so low.
You're 6'3".
Yeah.
Black man during a time when light skin was in.
Yeah.
Very chocolatey.
I came around, but then Wesley came in.
And then Wesley came in.
Wesley came in.
You know, a whole Blade.
Mo Better Blues he came in. It was like, all right,
that's right. I forgot about Mo Better Blues. New Jack City.
New Jack City.
And all of that, but you're still of a certain stature.
Yeah. And he's
you were a bouncer at one point too. I recall.
No, not me. No, I was definitely not. Well, it's probably a lot of people of my ilk in bouncers. Don't worry. I could have been. Maybe I was a bouncer. I don't know. I could have been. But honestly, for me, I waited tables for a long time. I did a lot of odd jobs.
Where?
Oh, everywhere. I mean, everywhere. I waited tables in Upper East Side for a long time. When college, I worked at Olive Garden. When I first moved up to LA in 2001, I was at Cheesecake Factory. Oh, I did it all. I used to wait on people who were in the business. You know, I remember Mars Chestnut came in. I was, Jodeci. I'd see all kind of celebs come inside the Cheesecake Factory.
Did you geek out?
You know what? No, because
professional.
I was professional because I was like, I'm on a path. You know, I remember when Wanda Sykes came in. Jennifer Gardner, she was doing Alias. I just was like, I'm on a path. I'm like, I'm trying to get where they are, but at the same time, I'm respectful of their thing. The only person I geeked out about was I love her from Wonder Years.
From Wonder Years.
Wonder Years. Danica McKellar.
You geeked out over her?
I geeked out because that was my I grew up the exact same time they grew up. So it was like they were going to school, I was going to school. We were like colleagues. I felt like I was growing up in that world with them. So when Fred Savage was having his relationship, I was having one. It just felt like the same. We were on the same. I saw Fred in a plane one time. I felt like that was my world. It was like he kissing Winnie Cooper for the first time. It was like Winnie Cooper. Like right. It was Winnie. That was that moment. It was like brought me back to my childhood.
Was it Cheesecake Factory?
Saw in Cheesecake Factory late one night. I didn't. But you know what? I didn't. No, I did say I wasn't. I held back enough. I said my piece and I left it alone because it was a moment in my childhood. It felt like I was growing up again. It felt like when they graduated, it was like just different. It was just and there was nothing else for me. That was Wonder Years was my generation.
How long did it take? Because you're not an overnight success. And
no, there's no such thing really.
I tell people, when you see you know, you put a seed in the ground. How long does it take for the shoot to come up? How long does it take before it becomes a tree?
Yeah.
You know, it's like this is time to be excellent. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
When did you know I can make a living and I might be a star?
Making a living was the first thing, because being a star, there's nothing like being, you can be a star, but then not make no money. You know how it is. It's like, it's weird how that can be the case. I was looking to try to make a living as an actor, and I'm trying to think when it really dawned on me that I could make a living of it. I think, you know, really, it just, I don't know, it's one of those things where you don't know it until it's happened. It's already happened, and you're sort of in it. And you look back.
Because you were
Good Wife.
You were a regular character.
Yeah,
you know,
Good Wife gave me
nefarious.
some freedom to do other things. So what I realized when I got out of school, so I did $1 Million Baby probably like 2004 or 5. What I knew about the business was that you can work, but then it doesn't mean you're going to consistently work. So while the opportunity came along, it was a different time for me. I was like, there was no sort of like person telling me, hey, you gotta sort of, you know, continue to get the momentum. That wasn't my thing. My thing was like, well, we'll see. And so my mindset changed, because you don't get that many opportunities in this business. You have to capitalize, and you have to sort of keep momentum. So I realized, like, okay, next time this comes around, if I get an opportunity, I'm gonna start building on that. And so I got another opportunity with Good Wife, and started to, you know, work a little more, and it just kind of snowballed from there.
When did you get the call for Luke Cage, and who called you?
Jeff Loeb, you know, who was the head of TV at Marvel.
Okay, so it wasn't Cheo, it was...
Well, he called me after the deal was done. I was in Paris.
Always the person that they saw playing?
According to them, yeah. But, you know, you know how it is. That's what they're telling me.
I couldn't see anybody else doing it.
Well, Jeff Loeb said, oh, yeah, I saw him in the elevator, and he came to the casting thing, and we were doing the chemistry reads and stuff. He's like, I just saw a guy in the elevator. I saw who was going to play in the role, Luke Cage. And they're like, who? And it's like, don't worry, you'll see when he comes in. And that was it.
Well,
I'm glad he didn't tell me that before I walked in the door.
Right,
I would have messed it up.
Would have been like, oh shoot. All right, so tell me about Breakthrough. Breakthroughs I saw trailers for it.
Okay, so Breakthrough is a faith-based film, and it's a film that talks about miracles, things that people, you know, a mother's faith, believing that her son, after falling through an icy waters in a lake, could live and be revived, because he was pretty much clinically dead for about, I don't know, 30 minutes. You know, there was no response.
Would make your brain not be able to function.
My character Tommy Shine is a first responder on the scene, jumped in, did the heroic thing. But Tommy Shine is not a believer. But Tommy Shine became invested in this young man. The town became invested in this young man. It's a story of faith. It's a story of doubt, belief. It opens up a healthy debate. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's a great movie because you can take your family to see it. It's going to come out April 17th.
Well, I know it's going to be amazing because Devon Franklin.
Yeah.
I love him. I love him, by the way.
Yeah, he's an
amazing human being.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of his productions. What's your faith?
My faith. I grew up in a I guess what you say, I guess Baptist, you know, religion. I grew up. I'm more of a spiritual person. I feel like, you know, a lot of times people get in this world and they start imposing what their beliefs are on other people.
Well, I ask you because I'm on this journey to free people.
To free people.
Yeah, and I think religion has bonded
into
from being their true selves, and we get caught up in doctrine and not.
It's divisive. It becomes divisive, and you want to. And I always say, whatever you believe in, whatever you're feeling, it should never impose on someone else's life, because, you know, if you truly believe it, you know, you got to walk in your faith and do your thing. It's for you to guide yourself. What happens is, you know, a lot of wars, a lot of fighting, a lot of strife, a lot of judgment, a lot of condemnation happens because we feel like we found something that's so powerful, and yet still we forget what this is supposed to bring about in our life. It's supposed to be love, right? Right? So yeah, so I'm like, you know, everybody needs to relax on that, you know, just chill a little bit, yeah.
So let me ask you, we're in some strange times. You know, I'm not going to get political with you, but I do want to get a little spiritual with you from the standpoint of like living your life and how people perceive you, and you're now in the crosshairs of celebrity and people are in your business, and you want to know who you with and all this other stuff. How do you navigate that, Michael?
You know, I recently joined social media last year or this year. No, last year about this time.
Recently joined?
Yeah, like a year. I've been on for like a year now.
Twitter or Instagram?
Both of them. I joined for like a year.
It's you on there?
It's me. It's me. I joined for like a year. Yeah, I guess easy. Don't do that. Don't do it to me. So I get what's going on. I feel like, you know, a lot of that is problematic because, you know, people are watching other people present a certain kind of life, and maybe it's real and maybe it's not. But I gotta tell you one thing, I feel like people gotta understand they have to control their own mind and have a healthy mindset, because really your life and everything you're dealing with is really all in your head. How happy you are is all about what you're putting into your own head. So if you sit all day long and you're looking at people who quote unquote are supposed to be inspiring you, but really it's not making you feel good, you got to watch it. There's a study that shows if you look at social media and you sit there and just, ingest all of that for too long, you always come off of that feeling less happy, more depressed.
It is disconnected.
And it's probably have to do who you're following and what you're watching.
Right.
So you gotta be careful with that. I try to put anything on that's gonna make people feel bad about themselves because I'm just out here trying to live my life. But I'm not showing you the best part of my life because hey, I ain't none of your business. I gotta rub it in your face. You know what I'm saying?
Look.
You know what I mean?
Let me hear. Okay, craziest thing you bought since you became rich.
Well, I don't know how you could find rich.
A lot of money. Stop playing.
Look, I will tell anybody. I think most people, they get houses, house, something. I got, that's what I do. I buy,
houses.
I got a few places. But I have a reason to have them. It's like I work on the East Coast. I need a house there, and I work there constantly. Real estate is an investment. It's not me showing off. I don't show people pictures of my house. I don't do stuff like that. And I bought my mom a house, and I was happy to do that. It wasn't the first thing I bought. She's not a beggar. She's not somebody who was like, you are making it now. You need to do this. She never asked for anything. I love that. My mom is a special person because of that. Because in our community, people's mothers will put pressure on them and the family. We all gonna ride. No, it's not that way. It's not that way.
Can I breathe?
Can we breathe? Just because they made it, that doesn't mean everybody made it. And just because you pat them on the back and said you can do it, that doesn't entitle you to a check.
Listen, I agree with you.
Doesn't work that way.
All right, investment plan. Because again, these things, people look at celebrity, and I think the worst thing in the world is to be famous and broke.
Oh yeah.
That's the absolute worst combo.
Can't get no buffer. Can't really get a little space between you and the people that want to be in your business. You know what I mean? I always say, look, the worst addiction I probably have is flying business class and first class. It's kind of
well, that's
because
not an addiction. That's
it feels like it because for the amount of money you pay in the back, it's ridiculous.
The towel though. It's the towel.
It's the towel. I don't even use a towel. I don't trust the towel.
I don't know. Microwave. They kill all of the germs. No.
I don't know about that towel. I don't know if it was clean when it went in. That's my problem. Like it was hot, but it was clean.
That person.
I don't know.
Do you wear a mask on the?
I should.
Right. So then I'm gonna call BS on the towel.
Well,
because if you're not doing the whole,
you gotta have the mask on ready. You gotta have it ready standby. It's hard to keep a surgical mask at all times. It's tough.
I put a scarf on my hair
and wrap it around. Use that
when it comes time.
Well, you can't. That's not clean no more. You come from here to here. That's not.
My hair is clean. What are you talking about?
You better stop
playing. All right. I'm not going away. So listen, I'm looking forward to this. This is on Netflix.
No. This is a movie coming out.
Movie.
A movie.
Go ahead, y'all.
Like my boy Ha Davis said, it's a movie.
It is a movie.
It's funny. It's a movie.
I actually did see a trailer of the last movie.
It's coming out April 17th.
Okay.
Yeah.
April 17th.
Yep.
It is called Breakthrough. Did you see Us?
Us not yet. I'm gonna go check it out. I mean, it's hard because I got little
Everyone
kids.
Everyone dies at the end.
Oh, good.
Right,
awesome. That's what I wanted to hear.
Michael Colter, will you come back?
I will. Thank you.
Amazing human being. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Y'all, we gotta go, unfortunately. But you can check out Breakthrough, which is a Devon Franklin production. Mr. Michael Colter. It's the Karen Hunter Show. We'll be right back.
Awesome. Thank you.